is going on, my Super Saiyan, which is Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by Geekdom 101 for some more Dragon Ball Super Talk. Today is the day. Today is a day us Dragon Ball fans have been waiting for ever since Dragon Ball Z ended. Let's be real now. Future Trunks returns. Spoiler alert. If you didn't know that was happening, well then, you must have been living in a different universe, Universe 6 or something like that. But Geekdom and I are going to actually talk about something very different in regards to the return of Future Trunks. It's not going to be a theory video or speculation, but something more like as we, as fans, would want to see in this arc. So today's specific discussion is which character do you think will be perfect, will be great, an awesome addition to this arc. And if you have that one character in mind, whether it be from Dragon Ball Z, even Dragon Ball GT, I don't really care. This is a fun video. It's not supposed to be anything serious. Feel free to let us know which character you would want to see in this arc and why. But without further ado, Geek Team, ready for this?
Sure, I'm ready. And it's kind of funny because I was thinking about this earlier today. You know, before this Trunks arc was announced, people were always asking me, so do you think Future Trunks ever going to come back? And I was like, he did come back in Xenoverse. That's your comeback. And that's all I thought. But here we are. He actually is back. And you know, again, will there ever be an evil Goku? No, there's never going to be an evil Goku. That's a horrible idea.
And here we are.
And here we are. Next thing you know, Broly will be back.
That goes to show you that no speculation is ever horrible. I mean, there's been some pretty bad ones in the past, 20, 30 years of the series existing. But you never know what can happen 20 years from now. For all we know, in 10 years, we'll get Broly as the God Destruction come back or something.
No.
I hope not.
No, but the thing is, I mean, realistically speaking, evil Goku on paper is a bad idea, but I'm still going to wait and see how they do it because they might make it a cool idea. You know,
Yeah.
you got to wait and see.
We'll find out later today. Later today will be the revelation of Black Goku, whatever the hell you want to call it. Goku Black. So today's discussion, like I said, is which character we as fans want to see in the series. And actually, Geek, you can go first because you have a really interesting spin on it. So go ahead.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about this and I was wanting to see Champa involved again because, like I told you, I'm from this island called Swagaria, and when Dragon Ball Super airs in Swagaria, it's actually called the Champa Show. That's how much he's loved over there. So, right? But from one of the old press releases, it turns out that Champa might actually be involved in the arc because in one of the early releases, they talked about how this situation with Trunks is going to involve the Gods of Destruction, plural, which could be Beerus and Champa, yeah, or maybe somebody else, and the Omni King, which again, we've all kind of been wondering, why is the Omni King involved? Is this Black that serious of a threat? And it's interesting because I really hope that we don't find out in the first episode. I hope this arc kind of takes its time to play itself out. I don't want episode 1, later today to just explain everything. I want to kind of be teased along the way and have have the story open up. But I want Kaba, or Kabe, whatever the hell you want to call him. I want Kabe back in this thing because the idea with, Trunks, or the idea behind Kaba and Vegeta's relationship is that it's kind of like this father-son thing where
the son he never had.
The son he never had, yeah, and even though he did have him, but he just isn't around until now. But the whole idea, I think, that would be cool is for Kaba to come back for whatever reason, seek training from Vegeta to become a god, possibly. Maybe he comes back with Champa, you never know. And the whole concept can be Kid Trunks, Kaba, and Future Trunks trying to get attention from their dad. Now, Trunks, we know that Future Trunks does have daddy issues. I don't care how old he is. He might be a 32-year-old man right now. He's definitely got daddy issues. And I think that the idea of Vegeta kind of wanting Kaba to be the next in the line of great fighters, I think that's kind of a cool idea. Also, I would like to see Kaba involved more in the fighting. I mean, Toriyama loves Saiyan, so why not have Kaba go in there and be another main character?
Right.
That's what popped into my head. Like I said, Champa's my number one, but if he's already going to be involved, I want Kaba to come back. Because, I mean, that's who I pick. That's my pick.
Right. And with Kabe as an option, if he does indeed show up in the future of the series, it's funny because future Trunks. If Kabe does end up coming back, the thing I would love to see with him is to achieve that God form. Because even though in the past I myself said, I don't want to see any more Super Saiyan gods because it'd be kind of like irrelevant as a thing. Going back to what Vegeta said a while ago, Super Saiyan bargain sale where everybody's a Super Saiyan. I want Super Saiyan Blue to be kind of like a thing only for Goku and Vegeta, but if someone else was to get it, I wouldn't mind if it's Kabe. Now,
I mean, I kind of wish they would do the ritual again, and this time help Kabe and Trunks get the red-haired form. At least we could see that again. I want to see that.
Cool. That'd be kind of cool. Now, before the Gohan fans rage and say, "Oh, you don't want Gohan to go Super Saiyan Blue," actually, I don't. Honestly, I don't. The thing about Gohan that I always liked was he was powerful on his own, after he, unlocked his potential. And honestly, if Gohan can come back powerful, I would love to him to do. Can you imagine if Gohan just achieved a base form power that's like equivalent to the gods and just kind of like basically did what he did at the end of the Buu Saga? I wouldn't mind if they did that with him. But as far as Super Saiyan Blue, since they kind of teased it in the Universe 6 arc, I want Kaiba to get it next if I had to choose. So
Gohan fans are going to be upset at that if that happens.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, we saw how powerful freaking base Vegeta is now, according to his purple grape jelly form. If he can take out Gotenks in like one hit, so I can see, if Gohan gets that right training and keeps the potential unleashed a thing, he could hone it to a point where it's pretty powerful. But then again, it's obviously he probably still can't match up as Super Saiyan Blue, and if it did, it'd be kind of weird as well. So I don't know if that ever gets we ever get to the point where the story, we'll talk about it then. But for now, I want Kaiba to be Super Saiyan Blue next in the line of Saiyans. Now, my pick, and I'm actually curious to know what your thought is because I didn't tell you what my pick is yet.
Your pick would have probably been my pick. How about that?
Yeah, my pick. Well, I told Geekdom, I didn't tell you guys yet. My pick is none other than Hit himself, an unlikely partnership. Now, we saw Hit's character. He's by far the most interesting person on Universe 6's team. He was quiet the whole time. He was basically asleep. And then when he came down to fight, he got the job done, essentially. Until he fought Goku and realized, oh, there's so much more to learn. And in the fight against Goku, he got more and more powerful. And now the question is what is he going to do when he goes back home to train to get better? We saw that he didn't even need the cube anymore because he kind of believed in his own abilities over what, he thought he was lacking. Now, if Hit ever became a good guy, which technically, in a way he is, he's kind of mercenary, essentially, he's neutral, if anything. But if Hit ever became a good guy, this would be the time to do it now, because number one, we're talking about time travel here, and two, I just want Hit to come back again, because he's awesome. Like, can you just imagine Hit coming back 2.0, stronger, and ready to just go ham? Like, that's what I want to see. What do you think about that?
I think what would be a fun idea, and this is just me spitballing, is if Hit teaches Trunks, future Trunks, the time skip technique, because I feel like maybe the idea in this arc would be not so much that Trunks gets more powerful, even though he probably would need to, but maybe the key to saving the future is teaching Trunks the time skip, and then when he goes back to the future, if he goes back by himself, he can then fight Black and with the time skip and pretty much be unbeatable. I would like to see that, happen. But I think, and I'm not saying this is a spoiler, this is my speculation, but I'm fairly certain this is going to be the case, just because I can tell kind of where the arc's going. I think that at some point, Goku, Vegeta, and the rest of those guys are going to go to the future. I think that in this arc, rather than Trunks coming back and just saying help me and getting training, I think this time he's going to take them with him. I think the time machine's going to be bigger. I think that the blue fuel is for a bigger time machine, I think.
Yeah, and you pointed this out to me the second that initial preview showed up last week. The blue fuel that we saw in the future.
I'm calling it Pepsi Blue right now.
The Pepsi Blue fuel that you saw in the future was the exact same one that we saw in the Monaka arc when Monaka was helping Bulma, when Goten and Trunks got in the back of his ship.
That means they knew about this ahead of time. So
what I think could happen is, honestly, right? Yeah, that's actually a good point. What I think actually could happen is Trunks and Bulma save enough fuel to make one trip in the past. They're gonna go back into the trip. There's fuel in the past to go into the future. So it would make sense to essentially stop the future from happening, because it happened once before and it didn't work out that well. Like, freaking Trunks still went back in the future and it was still kind of like messed up. The only possibility that I see with this arc, and again, this is a guess. I like how I said this won't be a speculation video, and then we're speculating here right now, but whatever. This is just a fun discussion. The only possibility I see with the story right now, so it's a bit more original and different from what happened in the Cell Saga, is if Trunks did go back in time, grab his friends, and go into the future. But the only question I have now is, how will everybody fit into his time machine, number one? And two, will maybe Bulma have her own version of the time machine? Because, I mean, obviously if she's making a fuel...
Well, I think it'll be a bigger time machine. I really do.
Yeah. Well, what I think happened is because Bulma...
Actually, wait. It just hit me. Remember in Dragon Ball when she made that device that can shrink people? And they had that whole thing where Roshi was shrunken and he was in the toilet waiting for her? Yeah. What if they bring that back and they all shrink themselves and then go to the future and then they unshrink themselves? There you go. There's your answer.
That'd be really cool. The other option I was going to say is, Bulma knew that she made the time machine in the future, so she probably at some point made that like a 2.0 version of that in the present, just in case they ever need it. That's the other possibility that I could see happening with it. But ultimately, we both agree that they have to go into the future to fight this guy, because obviously if they go back in the past and try to prevent this black from happening, he's still going to exist in the future, which is defeat the whole purpose of, like, at this point, just go into the future and solve Trunks' issue, because he can't just, deal with warning everybody and then going back in his own time and then dealing with the crap again. It's obviously not working out for him.
Yeah, and also I do have a couple of quick stuff that we should talk about just real quick that Herms recently revealed to us from some Japanese translations. Number one, Toriyama was working on this arc since back in November.
A long time, by the way. It's a long time.
Yeah. So I guess the animators knew it was going to keep going at that time. And then number two, Masako Nozawa will be voicing Goku Black. And yes, it's Goku Black, because why would Nozawa voice not somebody who's not Goku or related to him, in some way? So yeah, Masako Nozawa will be voicing Goku Black, which means that when it gets dubbed, I'm pretty sure Shenmue will be doing both voices as well, which I'm sure he's happy about. So
yeah. If and when it ever gets dubbed.
Yeah.
Come on, Toei. You're busting all our balls right now.
And even if it does, it's going to be a while before it gets to that arc.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Unfortunately, that's the part that hurts me. It's like we'll have to wait. That's one of the reasons why I'm not looking forward to the dub announcement that much. Like, I love the dub version more than the Japanese version. I've said that in the past.
That hurts.
Yeah, well, I grew up under it. But I know the day it gets announced, it's going to hurt me only because I would know I have to wait literally months until the parts that I really want to see gets dubbed. Because the same thing happened with Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter started getting dubbed back in, I believe it was April. And waiting for him to get to the Chimera Ant arc in English is just killing me. Like, I just want to watch it. Like, come on, bruh.
Well, that's what happened to me too back in the day with Dragon Ball, is that I had the bootlegs from Japan. So when the dub came out, I had the priority to watch the dub. I never watched the entire dub. I only watched the episodes that I didn't already have to kind of fill in the holes of the story. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like now there's a whole new generation of people who are kind of going through what I went through in the 90s, in that the dub was not imprinted onto me because I had the Japanese fan subs, but now Super is imprinted on you, not Dragon Ball, just Super, with the Japanese version. So now when you watch the dub, I think a lot of fans who grew up with the dub now are going to be a bit more critical if they make a lot of changes. But thankfully, this new era of Funimation doesn't really do that, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. But you're right. We're going to have to go through the damn Battle of Gods and Resurrection F arc again. Who wants to do that?
Unless they just decide to drop the DVDs immediately, in which case at least it's a lot faster than Hunter x Hunter. Because like for Hunter x Hunter, literally I have to wait on a weekly basis. Like there's 141 episodes in that series. You know how many weeks that is? It's a lot of weeks, man. It's a lot of weeks. Anyways, so that's pretty much all for our discussion later today. Stay tuned to both mine and Geekdom's channel, as well as anybody else that you're subscribed to in the community. If you're weary of spoilers, just be aware there's gonna be a lot of thumbnails.
Stay away from the internet. Stay away from the internet.
From Twitter. It's going to be all over the place, but we'll do our best to not spoil anything too much with titles and thumbnails and all that stuff. So you can trust us. So answer the question, which is, what is one character that you would love to see in this Future Trunks arc and why? And I guess anything else we'll discuss. If you want to comment on that as well, then feel free to do so right below. But other than that, Geekdom, is that everything else?
That's it. This is the day of reckoning today.
This is the day of reckoning. I can't wait. We'll see you guys in the comment section below.